That's just how Platonism got started, was out of it, out of this soup of chaos. And it will always be creating this soup of oral and signifying chaos, just in its operation of distinguishing and doing the dialectic. Does that help, or did I just talk around you? This is a really hard sequence, and this is something that Derrida's doing really fast and not explaining, and I'm not clear on every moment of it myself. I think an okay grasp it, but I certainly don't feel I have mastered this sequence. So it's really hard. If we come out of this just getting this, that's like world champion shit. This is Derrida not being a poet, or our boy's not a poet, but he, at least not here, maybe not ever, but he is an incredible word machine, and he's playing here in a way that has real conceptual payoff for responding to Platonism. And so this is, I think, a part of the essay. First of all, I never got to before today and before last week with y'all, and I think I'm not alone in that. So we're at the frontiers of science here. So we have the golden rule, the gold command. To get to gold, you should distinguish between two repetitions, otherwise how are you going to get gold? You're going to be confused by fool's gold, or you're going to have impure gold. Of gold! God of gold! Okay. Two repetitions, they repeat each other. They substitute for each other. No, they don't replace each other, since they are added precisely. So I don't think Derrida needs to give this argument as much credit as I think he is here. But here's what I think he's trying to say. Here is a parry, a response from the Platonic team. And the response is all this soup of chaos, pharmacon, repetition stuff. That comes after the origin. The repetitions all are after the first time. They're added to the father. And that's what the kind of bizarre second letter is going to say. Of he has a sort of heart or origin that he never wrote down, a sort of fundamental secret that he then asked to burn. So that's what us to burning. So one still has to take note of this argument of Platonism saying all that stuff. I think we have taken note of that, though. I don't know, man. I think that argument has been more than taken note of. I'm not sure what the necessity of repeating that gesture here is. Leave that open. And to finish that second letter, consider these facts and take care lest you sometime come to repent of having now unwisely published your views. It is a very great safeguard to learn by heart instead of writing. Tome graphine, hall, ikmonthanain. Writing always is going to be public, so there's no public secret here. Derrida will push back on this really hard when he writes on the secret that he argues that actually every secret has a certain publicity. It's very strange. That is why I've never written anything about these things, ud estin sangramma, Platonos uden ud este, and why there is not and will not be any written work of Plato's own. What are now called his Socrates estin caligulae neo gigognatos are the work of a Socrates embellished and modernized. Farewell and believe. Read this letter now at once, many times, and burn it. So I don't know who this is addressed to. I don't really know much about the letters, but we have effacement and burning, Plato wanting to, and just again, we don't really know if Plato wrote this. I think that's not important to decide in this context, because Derrida's always going to say, what if he did? He might as well have, he could have. We still have to think it with the Platonic signature. It doesn't read like something Plato would say to me, whatever that is worth. The style of it feels strange to me. I don't know if they've checked it with the computers yet. Who knows? That's never going to be decisive in the end anyway. But this is, I'm telling you, I've never written any. Yeah, whoa, holy shit. So it's